Cheers, man. Cheers.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to our 5th edition of Drunk on Broad. I am your host, Rich Conroy.
I am Oscar McGow.
He is our producer, and he is stepping in today for our man Nick Nasty because he decided he had to do a dance recital.
He's DJing a dance recital. It's a huge step down from DJing GSK parties.
Yeah, he used to be our DJ with our personal club bangers of the 80s, 90s, and today. And, I mean, Spring Love.
Yeah, it's just...
Stevie B got the party going at Club Conroy. I mean, we had some great times with some Spring Love. But Nick right now is, playing DJ for, his girlfriend's party, which is nice. I mean, it's a dance recital. You can't let the kids down.
God forbid the kids.
God forbid the kids get let down. Yeah. Oh, and it leads me into my first topic with my rant. Oh, I am so angry today. So today, I was listening to 97.5 as I always do, and how does one DJ a dance recital?
You'll be surprised.
You don't want to know this. Trust me, if you ever have to be there, you hit a low point. You just don't want to be there. But anywho, so I was listening to 97.5 today. And Mike Missinelli was talking about millennials and how we didn't endure enough, of bad teams in Philadelphia. And our passion's dead. And the reasons why our passion is dead is because, we're so distracted. We don't care about actually what's going on in our city. Well, in my opinion, that's a whole lot of shit. It's probably the most bullshit statement I've ever heard. And the thing that makes me so mad about it is, because my blood is boiling. I've been angry since the 3 o'clock phone call, is you have fans who care. You have fans who don't care. You have fans who are disconnected from sports who claim that they're sports fans. The younger generation does not care about sports, in my opinion. The main reason why, Oscar? Because millennials get everything handed to them.
Well,
the kids nowadays get everything handed to them, especially when it comes to sports. Little Timmy can't throw a ball. He can't kick a ball. Let's see. He can't catch a ball, and he can't shoot a ball. Little Timmy wants to play sports because Mommy and Daddy think it's the best thing for him to make friends. You throw little Timmy out there, little Timmy, not getting any playing time as he gets older. Because, everybody plays when you're younger. They don't really care about, your talent unless you're playing in an AAU ball or you're playing in tournament ball. In-town leagues, you pay money, you're supposed to play, you get 2-3 innings in for these kids. So, the problem I have with that is little Timmy can't play a lick. Mommy and Daddy get pissed off that little Timmy's not playing. They tell little Timmy, hey, little Timmy, you are the best player out there. You're so good.
I've seen that multiple times.
You are amazing. Little Timmy gets this idea in his head that he's the best, that he's the next Mike Trout, that he's the next Bryce Harper, when the kid actually has no such skill whatsoever. But Timmy would kick my ass in Madden. Yes, he would, Chris.
Probably will.
Probably would, because that's what he's good at. He's good at creating players on a fictional team in the cyber world that he thinks that is his potential. We all do it. We've all made a character in different games. We all do that. But real life, it doesn't translate. Oscar played varsity football. I played varsity baseball. My life growing up, my father was my coach. He never once told me I was good. He never once told me I was great. You know what he told me? If you want to be the best, you got to work harder.
Absolutely.
That's what he said. Little Timmy's parents want to keep telling him, you're so great when you can't swing a bat to save your life or catch a foul ball, and then they go to the coaches and start demanding more playing time.
It's like parents need to understand that not every single kid is special. It's all right to have a normal kid, and that's just... I think the dilemma right now we're having with sports and in general, whether it's in-town soccer, football, baseball, basketball, it's just it's not wrong to make a kid play basketball. It's not wrong.
It's not wrong for them to play any sports.
It's not wrong for them to play any sports, but it is wrong to feed them with the idea that they are something special when they're really just average, normal.
Average, below average.
There's
I understand.
Really nothing wrong with that. And I know every parent wants their kid to be the best. They want the best for the kids. It's understandable. But at some point, you have to understand that also you are probably an average person.
And you are most likely the problem.
Yeah.
You are the problem while little Timmy thinks he deserves everything. Because you're the one going out there buying him the $300 cleats when he doesn't get playing time.
Not even needed.
The $200 bat that he can't swing or he can't even lift.
Yeah.
The $500 glove. You got him out there looking like a stud. Feel good, play good. I completely get that aspect of
I
life.
used to do that all the time, yeah.
But you know what? It doesn't translate. The clothes you wear does not make the baseball, the basketball, the soccer player.
It's true.
It's the talent you have inside the person. You don't get participation trophies. There's no such thing. If you suck, you suck. Last place in my leagues that I played in growing up, they got a thanks for playing.
Yeah,
Come back, try harder. Maybe the parent of that team shouldn't have chose little Timmy's friends because they all stink and they have that one talented player who wants to win. Then I can understand why you get mad. I understand the aspect of no kid left behind. Everybody deserves a chance. I get that. I'm not saying crappy athletes shouldn't play sports. But I'm also not condoning you going to coaches and saying he deserves more playing time. He deserves this. Little Timmy gets home every day and plays Madden. Doesn't practice. Johnny, who has the same talent level as Timmy, in a few years jumps above him. Why? Because Johnny worked at it. Johnny played. Yeah. Johnny wasn't told he was the greatest goddamn baseball player on the field. That's the problem we have today. The wussification of America doesn't start with the kids out there who are being wussies. It's their parents. Stop buying them skinny jeans because it's cutting off oxygen going to their brain because their heads are up their ass. That's the problem. You want to cater to your kids and you want to be friends. My kid is my friend. My father wasn't my friend until he was 20 years old.
Exactly.
And now I completely regret it. Shout out to Papa Khan. Was good. But my whole thing is stop catering to the needs of these millennials. People posting on Facebook, oh, my kid this, my kid that. My kid graduated kindergarten. I get it, and I'm not taking shots at the parents who do that. I don't care.
I just did that.
But I kind of did. But the thing is, you don't celebrate every little significant moment in your kid's life because every time they do something, then they think they become rewarded for it.
Or they think they did something.
If little Timmy goes out there and smacks a home run, buy the kid an ice cream cone. Little Timmy goes 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts and 3 of them are looking.
Make sure he's batting till the night comes.
Yeah. Make sure you take him out to the cages.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. I reffed. Me and Nick reffed. Me and Nick coached. I ref. Oscar coaches. We've seen it. I've seen the parents go crazy on the coaches. I've seen parents go crazy at me for yelling and screaming at my kids because they were offended by the way I was talking to them. You don't mold kids into gentlemen by saying, you did great. Talk to me however you want to talk to me. No, it's okay, be a ball hog because nobody else wants to play. Go have fun. I'm going to yell at you. I'm going to scream at you. I'm going to correct you. And then after the game, I'm going to be like, do you understand why I did that? And most of the time I got yes. The funny thing is, when I was coaching, the people who were complaining were the ones on the opposite team. Their team didn't have structure. Me and Nick won 3 championships. We had structure. You were told what to do. If you couldn't shoot, PZ wasn't allowed to shoot. PZ Matthews will tell you. I've told him, Nick told him many times in the huddle, you do not shoot. You pass the ball. Randy, you don't shoot. Randy, you play defense. You stick that guy, you lock him down, it's game over. That's what you do. And Randy did that amazing, and we drafted him. We didn't draft people for shooters. You build your team. But you also don't keep telling these kids how good they are when they haven't achieved dick. That's the problem with millennials in sports. You can't give them everything they want. You don't go out there and buy him $10,000 worth of equipment. That's an exaggeration. It's a hyperbole. I get it. I mean, but you understand.
You got these cleats that are worth $200. Yeah. You got these.
You just bought the kid the new Lonzo Ball shoe signed so he can go ball, and the kid has no idea what he's even doing.
Can't even tie his shoe.
Yeah. Like this is the problem with the parents now. These kids see these great things and they're like, oh yeah, I want these. It's not going to make you a better player. Hard work, dedication. I just saw Billy Rice like this. Billy Rice can chime in because he actually played professional baseball. He was in the minor leagues. He played. I guarantee Billy didn't take a day off. He probably worked his ass off. You got Ryan Buchter. He pitches for San Diego. He's a product of Blackwood. I've gotten to know him. I've gotten to know him. You work your ass off. That's what you do to get things done.
Yeah.
You don't just sit there and have your parents cater your every needs. It makes me so angry. And you wonder why millennials are soft. You go to Phillies games. I like watching the games. I like sitting there. If I'm in a sporting event, I want to watch the game. No, disrespect to my fiance. She wants to take a picture. She wants to take a selfie. She wants to do this. I understand we're at the game, but I want to watch the damn game. This is what I do. I love sports. I am very passionate. The Phillies suck right now. The Sixers suck right now. The Eagles look like they're on the up and up. The Flyers are atrocious. We understand that. But there's a thing with having passion and being a true fan, or there's not having passion but want to throw your 2 cents in. Mm-hmm. I get it. You want to blame millennials for how bad the world is. You got to start blaming the parents. Yeah. That's the problem. Mike, I know how you do. Mike is very tough on little Mike. But he's a good father. Because he doesn't tell him he's great. He tells him to go out there and practice. It's what you do. Some of the best parents in sports are the ones who don't give praise. Not every kid needs praise. Tell them what they're doing wrong.
Constructive criticism is the best way to get your message across.
Exactly.
It just... You honestly don't have to even compliment a kid every single time. He does. He steals second base. You're going to clap, but you're not going to tell him that was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
That's something everybody does every once in a while. So, come on.
You're not the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, is Nick in the minors for DJing? Would a dance recital be considered high A? Nick's probably playing mashups of Katy Perry and Taylor Swift, so regardless, he's going to be in the minors. And I think we're going to have to keep him there.
Yeah, probably, honestly.
He's probably going to get released after this week, but, I just don't think his capabilities... He's not reaching his max potential at the recital level. He needs to be more like a grade school dance level like I was, and I call that high B-ball.
Yeah, high B-ball.
It is what it is. When you're DJing a recital, it's tough. And, it's
got to be PG.
It's got to be PG.
Almost got to be, good enough to be in Disney Channel. That's dance recitals.
He is basically the biggest Disney guy there. And when I mean biggest, I mean tallest and probably like this. Because it's Nick. He's a big guy. But, millennials. I just don't... It boggles my mind. And I'm sorry for that rant.
Yeah.
But I think we all know what it is to see these kids, especially if you have kids nowadays, and you see how these kids are being handled, and you see how they're being treated. You might not treat your kid the same way. You don't have to. But when it comes to sports, there's times where I'm reffing, and I will literally think in my head, wow, this kid's an asshole. He's not passing the ball to his teammates. He's dribbling 15 feet in front of him and goes pick the ball up. No, I call it travel. Why? You took your hand off the ball, went 15 feet, you picked it up. Worse off pass. I don't care. You got to learn how to play the game. You got to learn how to play the game right. You see what they did in the NBA Finals. You see what they do in NBA on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Travel. They run with the ball. I mean, you get away with murder. And the refs don't help. The refs are one of the main problems that I have in professional sports because they all suck.
For the most part, they do. But I mean, I have a school right down my block. I see kids walking up by my house every day. I drive by the schools. It's crazy to see these kids walking around with Patriots jerseys, Golden State jerseys on, Steph Curry
Jordans.
Jerseys. It boggles my mind that they say they're Phillies fans, but you won't catch them wearing a Sixers jersey. You won't catch them wearing an Eagles shirt just for the same fact that they haven't won anything in the past 5 years.
I completely agree with that whole statement.
I'm not saying I would wear a Kurt Warner jersey back in the days because Kurt Warner was a goddamn man.
Yeah, he was. Greatest show on turf, baby.
Greatest show on turf. And that's fine, whatever. But I just can't understand people who started to root for teams as soon as they won a championship.
Call them front runners, hopping on the bandwagon.
I mean, it's not more relevant now. I don't even think it's called bandwagoning. It's just the norm.
Shout out to Patty J. He got me. He actually made me call. Well, and he made me call Mike and Missinelli today because he's like, dude, this is going to get you heated. This is right up your alley. Shout outs to Pat. It happens. Aggression comes from a desire. Can't teach that when it's handed to you. Exactly.
That's true, yeah.
You have to be hungry for it. That's perfect, Chris. You have to be hungry for it. You have to want it. Winning doesn't come to the guy who says, put it here. No, you have to earn it. Everything is about being earned in life. And that's what I don't think the millennials get. But I'm also taking shots at the people who were born in 2000 and up. Yeah. Not when they were born in the 90s or the 80s. I know a lot more people who are successful that are younger than me who worked hard, who were told, get a job. Hey, you want to be successful, this is what you have to do. But I see kids now and they're catered. But back to your jersey thing, I get it. Kids nowadays, they like the fad. They like the fad of, hey, I'm going to wear this Patriots jersey, I'm going to wear this Golden State. Oh, why are you wearing Steph Curry jersey? You just told me you love the Sixers. No, I do, but, Steph's my boy.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, well, why? Oh, because, he's the best and he wins.
Because he just won a championship.
So he just won a championship, so you throw his jersey on. If he were at a game with myself, that guy, I'd probably smack him and tell him to take it off. Why? Don't tell me you're a Philadelphia sports fan wearing another team's jersey. Unless you lost a bet, then I feel really sorry for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't understand the concept of how young kids want to claim one sport. And I understand they give the millennials a bad name. Like anybody who does, I understand. Oh, I got a David Ortiz jersey. Big Papi's the man. I get it. I got a Derek Jeter jersey. I appreciate that because I like Derek Jeter as a player.
But I would never catch a Philly fan, a true Phillies fan, wear a Derek Jeter shirt.
You're not going to see it. It's going to be in my closet.
Yeah.
It's going to be in my closet. Like I liked Patty Kane a few years ago, so I have a Blackhawks jersey, and it was so happens it happened. When they were playing.
You actually bought the jersey at the beginning of the season.
I bought the jersey at the beginning of the season, and Nick didn't deliver it to me until the end of the season when they were playing in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was bad. Have I worn that jersey once in public or even in the house? No. It's hanging up because I like where it stays. In the goddamn closet. I wore my Brizgalov jersey when the dude stunk because he was drinking the tiger blood. That dude. I wore his jersey.
Damn it,
Johnny. Blah, blah, blah. Screw you, stink pot. That's all I had for you.
That's all.
But anyway, we're going to end this rant. We're going to move on to the NBA Finals. So, all right, next topic. I'm just kidding. Let's be real. We all seen this coming. If you didn't see Golden State beating them, then
he caused bullshit on you getting the jersey before.
Oh, shut up, Sulpizio. I call bullshit. I know where you sleep, son. I know where you sleep, and I know where you jeep.
It's in the shop, isn't it?
Yeah, most likely.
He always puts.
That's what happens when you got a broke down Jeep, Sulpizio. Oh, I spent like $30,000 on this Jeep. Isn't it awesome? Oh, I have so much muscle milk in the back. You want some?
Nah, bro, it's fresh form now.
Oh, it's a fresh form. I thought he was drinking muscle milk.
Nah.
He looked a little
He's
stall,
above
baby.
that. He's above that.
Oh, he's above that now?
Yeah, he's above that.
Nah, I knew the days when he wasn't. But anyway, Ryan Mariano says just wait for parents not to be parents. I agree. I agree with that, Ryan. I agree.
Yeah, that's the problem. Let's move on.
We're going to move on. We're going to go to the finals.
Yeah.
So, Cleveland loses 4-1. KD is crowned the MVP. We all knew it was going to happen. It's KD's team now. KD or LeBron, who would you take on your team?
If I were to...
If you had a choice.
If I had a choice...
And you're not Golden State.
I would... There's no question in my mind that I would still take LeBron James.
I'm taking LeBron all day.
There hasn't been somebody as dominant in a single sport.
There hasn't been anybody better in the postseason.
Yeah.
I looked at ESPN Info Stats. LeBron faced some of the toughest teams. All of them had a points margin that was tougher than Michael's. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And I watched the rant yesterday on Twitter. This guy was spitting facts, and I actually looked them up, and they were all true about the bum-ass teams Jordan played. He played a 35-year-old John Stockton and a 35-year-old Karl Malone.
That's true.
He left the team. Scottie Pippen still had 56 wins. I don't know. I know Jordan is the GOAT. I get it. But I think LeBron is that much better. In my eyes.
I mean, this might come down to how you...
He's going to break all of his records.
Yeah, of course. This might come down to...
But it doesn't really matter with records. It's watching the guy play.
To how people
it's the eye test.
Compare Messi and Ronaldo. You got Michael Jordan, who's God-given talent, could ball with his eyes closed. Then you got someone who's a freak athlete like LeBron James, who I think I remember in his rookie year, he couldn't shoot for his life.
Yeah, he couldn't shoot for his life.
And then, he kept on improving on that. Eventually became what he is today.
Wow. And what is that? Wait, you tell me he worked on it?
He worked on it.
So he practiced and
he practiced.
He perfected his craft.
Exactly.
Wow, kids, take a freaking lesson.
He got through high school dunking.
Not Tim.
Realized that he can't do that in the NBA as easily, and you know what? He perfected his perimeter game per se.
Yes.
And I mean that's just what it comes down to. I can't remember the last time Michael Jordan was ever said to not have a jumper or even have difficulty.
He was a complete all.
Yeah,
He was a complete all-around player.
Yeah, I can't think of a time when that happened or when it was talked upon.
But if we're looking at it from a KD or a LeBron James, I'm definitely taking LeBron to build my team around.
Yeah.
He is the most complete player in the league. You look at the teams that he was on. You look at the team that he first took to the finals. Delonte West, Mo Williams. I can't even name the other guys on the team. That's how bad they were. But he single-handedly took them there.
I mean, and you also got to look, Kevin Love, he had like what?
Kevin Love stinks.
He had 2 shots in the final game. Like
Amon Shumpert.
Yeah.
Amon Shumpert can't hold my jockstrap.
Yeah.
And I know he probably want to.
Yeah,
Because he sucks.
He's terrible.
He's terrible.
I don't even honestly watch the NBA like that, but I happened to see most of the games at the restaurant. It was shocking to see Golden State just run over this team.
When you have a wide open three like Amon Shumpert did, and you hit the side of the backboard,
Yeah, that's just a problem.
that's like things I see when I'm reffing my 6th to 8th graders.
You're a professional, you know.
You should at least hit the rim or even come close. And when you can't do that, wow. Just wow. It blows my mind.
He's getting paid to do that.
Then you have
He got a bonus.
J.R. Smith, streaky guy. He's a streaky shooter. You know, he's either on or he's off. He's on or he's off. He helped out a little bit.
Yeah.
Kevin Love didn't show up. Tristan Thompson didn't show up. Richard Jefferson needs to retire. Kevin Love needs to go somewhere. And this is going to bring us to our next topic, because this is the crap that pisses me off that I see. Who's better, Kyrie or AI? Kyrie or AI? Can you bring this up to see if this froze on your phone?
Yeah.
Who's better, Kyrie or AI? AI all day. AI took a bunch of scrubs to the NBA Finals. Stepped over the Cavs coach. Now Tyronn Lue, who was trying to jock his style, rocking the cornrows. They won a game against a great Lakers team with Shobi, Kobe, and Shaq in their prime. Enough said. What has Kyrie done? Kyrie doesn't have an MVP. Kyrie didn't single-handedly take a team to the finals. So how can we even sit here and argue who's better, Kyrie or AI? I would take AI all day over Kyrie. All day. It's
There's
not
a
our
question.
fault.
How does that become a question? Honestly, who brought that up?
Dude, it boggles my mind. I was listening to the radio, and they were arguing about it on First and Last, about who's better, KI or AI. So now they're calling him KI.
AI, God forbid.
Don't shame my man AI like that.
Yeah.
AI did so much for the city of Philadelphia than Kyrie has ever done for the Cavs. You got to remember, when LeBron came back, they had, previous to that, 2 first-round picks. Kyrie Irving, the next year they had was Anthony Bennett, the big stiff from, what was he, from UNLV, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. But I'm looking at it, and I'm like, this team should have been stacked with talent to be put with LeBron James when he came back. This brings me to our next topic. Super teams. Oscar, go ahead with your super teams. What do you think about the super team? Do you think that it's killing the game?
I honestly think it's making the game better. I have no problem with super teams. I have no problem with players joining other teams because said talent's there, said money's there, whatever. What I do have a problem with is the way it is going about. KD should have never been on the Golden State Warriors. That doesn't qualify as a super team in my opinion. I think that qualifies more like one of those teams you create on NBA 2K. You know, that's you just can't beat. They're all 99 rated. I can't think of another time when 99 rated players. I mean, Chris Bosh wasn't even that good, and they still considered that a super team.
I don't consider that a super team. But here's the thing. I also only consider Golden State a super team because they won out and they got Kevin Durant. Other than that, it was all homegrown talent. They drafted those guys. Steph didn't become good until his 3rd or 4th year in the league. He was injury-plagued. Then you have Klay Thompson, who also wasn't that great beginning of his career. And then Draymond. They're three guys you hit on for drafting. That's good talent evaluation in my eyes. I'm not going to get mad at you because you can evaluate talent.
Yeah.
Why can't the Sixers do this?
It's true, yeah. I mean,
why can't other organizations? Why are the Spurs constantly good?
Yeah, it's true.
Why is Golden State good? Why I would say the Lakers, but they're not. But then you look at the Bucks. The Bucks are on the rise because they drafted the right people.
Yeah.
Even the Heat have some good pieces put together, like Hassan Whiteside. He's a hell of a player. The problem with the super team ideas, I get it. KD is a ring chaser. And the funniest thing I read today was what Rihanna said about him. It cracked me up. She's like, KD going to a 73-win team and winning a championship is the same thing as losing your virginity to a hooker.
That's pretty bad.
You know?
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious that she said that.
Good.
But I look at it as like, okay, KD goes to this team. Now he takes over the team. He's the best player on that team. He was the second best player in the NBA in my eyes. I don't think Russell Westbrook's that great. I think he's a hell of a player, but do I look at him as an MVP finalist? No. His team and James Harden's team have the same thing in common. The common denominator is the offenses are built around them, and that's why they'll never win a championship.
Yeah.
They're not a complete team. You have to draft well, which they did, and sign the big-name free agent, what Golden State did. Can I be mad at them for doing that? No, 'cause they did the legal means in basketball.
Yeah.
They didn't just load up on 4 All-Stars, give them all max contracts, which you can't do to win this championship. No, they brought over the killer who was going to take down LeBron.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And that shows a lot about the Golden State team. To me, they have no balls. To me, they don't have any integrity. You brought in the second best player to team with probably the third best player, the 10th best player, and maybe the 15th best player, but one of the best pests in the NBA. When I call him a pest, I mean he's a rebounder, he's scrappy. He does all the stuff that's not represented on the stat sheet of Draymond Green.
Exactly, yeah.
So you bring this guy in, you recruit him after you lose and say, KD, we need you, come on, let's beat LeBron. Really? It shows your integrity. It just shows you're weak. You're weak. You're that afraid of one guy. You're afraid that one guy is going to destroy you, and that's LeBron. Nobody ever brings up, I'm afraid of Kyrie. I'm afraid of Kevin Love. I'm afraid of Tristan Thompson. No, they're afraid of LeBron. So what does that tell you? Teams have to load up to beat LeBron. If not, LeBron can take down 3 All-Stars. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. I mean, he almost did. Those numbers don't lie.
I mean, averaging a triple-double. And
yeah.
I seen somebody wrote on Sarah Spain's Twitter about ESPN putting out irrelevant stats. LeBron averaging a triple-double is an irrelevant stat. In the finals, it's an irrelevant. How is that irrelevant?
I don't know. I don't even think he was a ball hog either. I think he was.
The guy did it right. You see a guy who's open and you need a 3, you kick it out to Kyle Korver. It's Kyle Korver's fault for missing that 3. In the game of percentages, if you hit 48% of your 3-pointers opposed to 48% of your 2-pointers, guess which one averages out to more points? The 3-pointer. And that's the name of the game. When I hear today, the 90 or whatever, the 03 Pistons would beat Golden State. No, they wouldn't. The 87 Lakers would beat Golden State. No, they wouldn't. Well, it was a bigger, more physical game. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, the centers dominated back then. But now it's all about 3-point shooting. The game evolves. You get with it or you get going. Evolution, Darwinism, it happens. Look it up in a book. That's what I believe.
Dirk didn't do that, though, Mike said.
Dirk didn't?
Yeah, Dirk didn't. Who was on that team? It was Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk, Jason Terry, Jason Kidd. I think Sean Marion was on that team.
Sean Marion was on that team, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent team.
But that was also one of the worst Cavs teams. That's what I was talking about. Sorry, I can't see it on this screen, but I can see it there. That Cavs team was terrible when they lost. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah.
They beat them when they were with Miami, right? He beat them when they were in Miami.
Yeah.
That's right. Mike, touche. Who did they lose to the first time? Cleveland, when he took them there.
What's the Lakers?
No, I don't think it was the Lakers.
I know Shaq was on that team.
Shaq was on
But,
the Cavs, right?
The Cavs,
yeah, when he was like 68 years old.
Yeah.
Could barely move. All right.
I can't remember.
I don't remember who he lost to, but anyway, moving on to our next topic of Nick being at his recital again. We're just going to throw that out there. We hope he has fun. You know, it's what we're looking for is Nick to be able to enjoy himself and to rock the turntables like
Spurs. It was Cavs.
Oh,
Spurs.
the Spurs. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, you couldn't beat the Spurs back then.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just dominant. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. That team was.
And they were 10 years younger.
I know, dude. They were so good. I miss that. But right now, we're going to talk about. We're going to leave Nick alone for a little bit. I meant to say we were supposed to have a special guest on the show. His name's Michael Hudson. We couldn't get him on because he's not funny anymore. Something happened to him.
Sucks.
He just became like unfunny. He got married, had 2 kids. I think he put his head in a vice and squeezed it and lost his brain. He's
It's a
just not
shame.
funny
It
anymore.
happens all the time.
It happens, man. I remember when I got my nuts cut off. Wait, never happened. Shout out to Hudson. You suck. Anyway, we're going to talk about the Phillies right now. I know that was brought up earlier, and it's very nerve-wracking that you have the 10th. You have the 10th most money in the league. Before you signed the Comcast deal, that gives you $2.2 billion.
Yeah.
So now you have all this money to spend. You have one guy under contract, El Torito, who is El Terrible, is what his new name should be. You have a guy at third base who's striking out an average of 3 times a game in Maikel Franco. You got your shining light, the stallion at first, Tommy Joseph, who's not that good. You know what he's going to be as a career player. You have Freddie Galvis, who is he's probably one of the best defensive shortstops in the game, but he can't hit a lick. And you're sitting here wondering, why did I bring these guys up? Well, because all these guys besides El Torito, none of them have contracts for next year. I have no idea what Clintock is doing. I don't know if he can even evaluate talent. As a general manager, you want your team to win. There is no trust the process in baseball. There's like 1,000 guys in the minor leagues. You get a draft, and it's 30? I think it's like 30 rounds.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's huge. It's ridiculous.
30 rounds of guys. You can't evaluate all these guys. You think you can, but you can't. You don't get a Mike Trout guy. Last year we drafted some high school dude. We'll probably never see him. The year before that, I don't know. This year we got the first, the outfielder, Halsey from, I think his name's Halsey, from Virginia. Kid should be a stud if he ever comes up. Nobody knows because it's baseball and it's a freaking crapshoot. So you're sitting there wondering, why are our Phillies so bad? Why are our Phillies so bad? Why? Because you don't spend money. You have 0 arms in the minor leagues. How are you going to win? You're literally, your starting lineup is atrocious. Almost as good, I believe my dad said, is like this. 67. The 67 Phillies. Look up how atrocious that lineup was. That's with Ruben Amaro Jr.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't even name the guys on the team. But they sucked. It blows my mind. I have no idea what we're waiting for. I have no idea. Are they think that Harper's going to come? Because he's not. He wants to go to the Cubs. Do you think Machado's going to come? Why? Do you think Trout's ever going to leave L.A. when they're going to offer him like $500 million? No way. You have to spend money and get your pieces while you can. We have like $2 billion to spend. We haven't spent a dime. I have no idea what we're waiting for.
I don't know, man. What can you wait for?
I don't know. I guess the cows to come home, the grass to be greener. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bad day for me to be wearing this because they're going to lose 8 straight. And Chris Sale, I think they're already playing right now, is probably going to pitch a perfect game because he's that dominant. But hey, look what the Red Sox did. Look what the Yankees do.
They're doing it right now.
Look what the Yankees are doing right now. They have a young talent, and they still go out and pay for free agents to come. You get the best closer in the game in Aroldis Chapman. Understanding he's on the DL. Shout outs to my man's left arm. But they still pay players to come play for them.
I mean, if every team in the league is doing it, why can't you do it? You're not going to change anything by just sitting there.
You're not changing the dynamics of the program.
Yeah,
You're not changing the dynamics of the Phillies by saying, all right, we're not going to pay these guys but we're going to keep these guys we have and not bring up anybody from the minor leagues. We're just going to let them rot. I figure, this guy's like 26. He's got 3 more years down there. We'll get 1 year out of him, and he'll put up monster numbers and then suck for the rest of the time. I have no idea what our team is doing. It boggles my mind. It pisses me off. I try to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I can't.
There's no light.
But you know what? Some millennials will be like, well, you got to trust the process, dude. It's the Phillies, and everything's going to be good, but I'm going to Snapchat Tinder this to this girl I just met.
Snapchat Tinder's a real thing.
Snapchat Tinder. Go on Snapchat and do Snapchat Tinder. Hashtags all day.
Keep on going this way when I
Oh, you want me to go this way?
Yeah, that's all right. No,
I didn't know.
Because I was like doing it outside of the screen.
Oh.
So I was trying to just get it on the
just
screen.
trying to bring it in. Bring it in with the hashtags. Bring it in with the hashtags. So, as we were saying, Nick isn't with us. R.I.P. to Nick. R.I.P. to Kevin Hudson's funniness. It's just, it's kind of hard, sitting here as a Philadelphia sports fan of late. We don't really have that much to talk about.
Michael Hudson did give us one more question.
Oh, yeah?
Vampire's Diaries was canceled. I had no idea.
I had no idea. Oh, my God. Oh, he was probably wondering why I was so angry.
Yeah.
Now I understand why. Oh, I had no idea. But, it's a funny thing you mentioned that. Mm-hmm. Vampire Diaries might be his favorite show. So I think next week we're going to open up with a segment about Vampire Diaries straight from Michael Hudson. And maybe his wife will tune in.
Full episode reviews.
Full episode reviews of Vampire Diaries.
And then end of season
Michael
reviews. Hudson. We're going to do that.
We're just going to binge watch it when we get done the show. Mm-hmm. Does anybody else have any recommendations for us? Netflix, Showtime, American Gods? You watch American Gods?
I actually have yet to watch
American Gods. Is pretty good. I would check it out.
Yeah, I probably should.
So, as we come to a close, our final thoughts. Millennials, overprivileged bitches. Let's be real. Who can't take constructive criticism. And we get it.
We need a 6-goal rule to stop the other team from scoring because they stopped playing.
Are you serious?
That's serious, man.
You have a 6-goal rule?
6-goal rule.
Did they implement it because you guys beat the one team last year like 30-0?
It was already implemented when that happened. I think we won like 16-1 or something like that.
Okay.
Me and Randy thought we were going to get fired.
Are you serious? You can't get fired from a volunteer job.
My sister said 13 reasons why.
13 reasons why.
Well, if you're hearing this...
If you're hearing this, you know what already happened.
Yeah.
Our podcast is over. And we're going to drink outside.
And this is your tape.
Yeah. Michael Hudson, this is your tape. Oh, we should do that one day.
Oh, my God.
Just say, like, Phillies, this is your tape.
Oh, my God. 13 reasons why.
13 reasons why. Yeah.
We're giving everybody ideas.
This is going to be epic. So, does anybody have any questions for us before we give our final thoughts? Because we just keep getting sidetracked because we're having fun. We want to know what you guys think. You can ask us anything. Do you like our new our flag? Do you guys like our flag? Oscar got that for us. It's for the podcast.
Yeah.
We do good things, and we do like having you viewers, and we like the interactions. We like your questions. We would like to hear from you guys more. You can always shoot me a text if you have my phone number. If you need to get a hold of me, you can hit Michael Hudson's phone number, and he can forward me the emails. Let me see if I have his number. I'll give it out on there, because that'd be great. I want everybody to text Michael Hudson if I have his number, saying you have no marbles. Once I find out where my contacts are, hopefully I do. If I have Hudson's number, it's going to be great. I'm going to have to change it. Hud, I have your number.
We got actually the comments back.
Oh, we got the comments back.
Super teams have ruined it.
Yeah, I understand that. Max contracts suck balls. Oh, no, I agree. The Browns should get 60% of the cap. No, completely. We have more comments? We have any more? Michael Hudson, I will release
Stop with KD, no contest. I don't know what that means.
He means that LeBron is better than him.
Okay.
Oh, hi, mama. You smell. Chris Conroy, you smell. I like that.
We're talking about practice.
I think LeBron-MJ comparison is ridiculous. You agree?
There is no comparison, honestly.
I don't think there's a comparison. I'm sorry, Mook. I understand you left, and I wish you came back, but you're not. And I understand that. The great Phil Jasner asked the question about practice. If AI had the shooters that Curry has, the spacing would not be fair. Well, yeah, but AI was also a way better player and had better handles. Holla, 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 holla. Shake my head. Yeah,
Yankees rock.
Yankees
Oh
rock.
my God.
Monk, thoughts at 3. Monk, dude, I like that. I actually like Malik Monk. He's a shooter, and the dude just bounces. Like, the dude's got bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. Would I rather have De'Aaron Fox? I'd rather have De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron Fox is
From
more
the little that I
complete
know, yeah,
player.
I would say Fox, yeah.
I watched them both, and Monk actually he plays big in big games, but so does De'Aaron Fox. I think they're pretty much a wash. But if you want like the true guard, I'm going with De'Aaron Fox. The true shooter, I'm going to go with Monk. Like Monk just pulling up with I think it was like 3 seconds left in the game and just nailing that 3. That's big, and it kind of put him on the map. And the kid's got faith in himself.
Yeah,
he said,
that's pretty
all right,
good,
well,
yeah.
comparing your range to Steph Curry, where do you find your range? And he said, way further than his.
Yeah. So,
I like the faith in him. I do.
That's not a bad thing to have.
No, I don't think it is either. I don't know how to scroll that thing. So, just in case any... I mean, we can just sit here and finish our beer and wait for people to give us more questions.
That'll be all edited out, don't worry.
Yeah, it's going to be edited. It's fine. But that's
Oh shit!
biscuit.
Hey Sam, I hope are you still on here?
Hi Sam. What you doing, Sam? Oh, here we go. So anyway, as we were saying, Michael Hudson's a creep. He might have stalked me once or twice, and the first 3 digits of his phone number are 215.
Just imagine the next 7.
Just imagine the next 7.
Just imagine them.
And if you keep watching, every odd episode will give you 3 more numbers.
Wait, is your son watching 13 Reasons Why? Because he really shouldn't.
Yeah, he's way too young. Yeah, he's way too young. Oh God, millennials.
God,
You're exposing him to too much. You're gonna make him soft.
Like I heard a kid talking about Game of Thrones and he was like 13 years old at the restaurant. I'm like, are you serious?
Bro.
Where's the parental control in this?
Oh my God, dude! I remember like staying up till 11 o'clock trying to catch some late night HBO and being so devastated when it was Taxi. Cat House was great, but when it was Taxi Cab Confessions, that ruined your night.
There was never any.
Come on! I'm like 12 years old. I'm like, I want to see some boobs. No, Taxi Cab Confession. I can listen to this guy talk about his sexuality and how many drugs he's done, and I'm like, this is pretty hardcore.
This is pretty depressing.
Pretty depressing for a 12-year-old. Boobs, happiness. Drugs and sexuality, down there.
That's true.
It is what it is. But I think we wasted more of your time than we should have. We appreciate you guys. If you guys didn't know, we started Eaglesman TV.
Yeah.
We have our video up. I shared it the other day. Sorry, now I have the hiccups. I chugged that. Drunk on Bro. That's hence the name. But it's up there on YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel, and you can also follow us on Twitter. Who's the person to die?
First person to
die in Game of Thrones Season 7. Oh, snap.
Here we go.
Ooh. I'm going to say it's the dude who's got the gray
Are we talking about, like, main character, or are we just talking about any kind of character that will appear on screen?
I'm thinking he's going to... I think he means, like,
somebody who's
main character. Like
somebody who's named.
The dude who's got the gray...
Oh, you think Jorah?
Yeah, Jorah. I think Jorah's the first one to go.
Gonna go out on the limb here. I'm either gonna say either Brienne.
Oh, the tall chick.
The tall chick.
Yeah, I think she gonna die.
Brienne might be a goner.
I think she gonna die. She gonna die.
Brienne, or you know what? People don't find this popular. Arya,
really?
Arya, yeah.
You think she dies and comes back as like something else?
I think she's
like
gonna get
one of the
I
faceless
think she's gonna get a Lady Stoneheart kind of
that'd
arc.
Be dope.
So
yeah, because they didn't even mention Lady Stoneheart.
They didn't even mention.
And she caused some havoc.
Lady Stoneheart basically kills every single Frey that she can.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't understand why they wouldn't tie that in.
Yeah, and she's. I mean, they left that off in the book. She hangs Brienne of Tarth, so that's why.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying Brienne of Tarth is probably going to be.
I can honestly say, look at that. We're getting some viewers, and we're talking the Game of Thrones. Who likes Game of Thrones? Raise your hand. I can't see you. I got you guys so good. Best
Girl
question
like
subject. What?
This might be the best question. We should probably just start a Game of Thrones podcast.
Oh, we probably should. Jorah looks like he's cured.
It looks like in the preview he was in the Citadel locked up. Probably some bullshit explanation that Sam would find the cure and cure him or something.
Oh, yeah, because that's what they're saying. Sam might kill the White Walkers just with his is knowledge.
Yeah, that's.
But I don't find that
dumbest
theory
fucking
is
thing.
accurate.
Because
as
Lady
many people.
Stoneheart was awful. I agree 100%.
You think she was awful?
Lady Stoneheart is literally the horror concept behind Game of Thrones, where you haven't seen a POV of her, you just hear of her.
Yeah.
Until Brienne Tarth gets caught.
Yeah, but how cool is it that she just goes around killing all the people who fucked up her family?
It's
like I like that part.
But
I like that part.
The only reason why they fucked up her family, it's her fault completely.
Just the Red Wedding. Her fault.
Everything was her fault. Everything from the beginning of the show is her fault. She sent Ned. Actually, I'm not sure. In the show, I'm not sure. I know in the book,
she sent Ned up there.
She sent Ned to King's Landing
and to get his head cut off.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Not essentially knowing he was going to get his head cut off.
I gotta rewatch season 1,
yeah,
but
dude,
I'm pretty sure. I think season 1 he voluntarily went.
She was a waste of time.
Yeah.
Coop wants to know who's going to be the Phil's only All-Star this year. Pat Neshek.
That's Arya's job killer.
I mean, I'm sorry. Coop, I love you, brother, but I think it's Pat Neshek. I think he's the only one who's deserving to go. The dude's sick.
Yeah, Shireen Baratheon was cured by a maester. I forget the maester's name, but she was cured. But it wasn't cured, it was stopped. And I think that's the only way to, per se, cure grayscale. You can't actually take it away. Once it starts eating away at you, you already...
You have it, but
you can
cut it off.
You can stop it, yeah.
Okay, so it's not like
leprosy. Yeah. Unless they cut off his arm. Like, honestly, I feel like that's the one way to do it. Like, just
it was like
cancer.
Not stemming, not even saying these are remotely even good, because I honestly hate whatchamacallit, The Walking Dead, but like when they thought you can cut off your arm and it could stop it.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Same premise, I guess.
Arya's job's to kill everyone, of course. Arya's the best.
Arya
it's hard to argue
fucking storyline in the show, too. She's freaking Wolverine, I think. You know, like, she gets stabbed across her stomach and she could jump across Bravos, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
So do you think they're doing the books justice or no?
No. I can see why. It's impossible. There's like 1,000 characters in the book, so I don't blame them. There's a billion plots. They're getting just right to the point.
All right. So Mike asked, who lives longer, Cersei or Jaime?
Jaime, hands down. The Valancourt. He is the Valancourt.
Well, yeah, I think Cersei's gonna get.
Yeah, I think Cersei gets
destroyed.
Gets killed by
relatively
Jaime.
soon.
Yeah, she gets.
I don't think they're gonna wait till the end for that. I think it's. I think. Probably, I'm gonna say episode 3.
Well, no, I don't think. I think Cersei makes it to the end, and the only reason why I say that is because of contracts. Contracts ruin literally everything for shows.
Yeah, that sucks.
Because if
it says they're in 7 episodes,
exactly,
they have to be in 7 episodes. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so contracts ruin everything.
Don't IMDb it and see what contracts and where they stop.
Exactly.
Because it'll ruin everything.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Jaime kills her. The only other person that I could think that does qualify to kill her is Euron. But I feel like she's gonna work with Euron because she needs a fleet. She has no fleet.
Okay.
Euron has 1,000 ships.
Whose head is on Sir Gregor's shoulders? Do you think that'll be revealed?
All right. So in the show, it's called Sir Robert Strong.
Oh, so yeah, Sir Gregor.
So Strong.
Sir Gregor was the mountain, right?
Yeah. So Sir Gregor was Sir Gregor is the mountain.
Yes. Sir Robert Strong.
So now Sir Robert Strong is the zombie-looking thing.
Do you think it is Stark's head?
Yes, because Robert Strong. Yeah. Strong translates to Stark, and I think is Gaelic. So Stark means strong.
So they put his head.
So I think because the
Mount's body.
Yes, that's what I.
Okay, that's what I thought too.
That's what I think. That's honestly the only thing. It'd be fucking metal if the show did it, but I don't think they did. I think it is still all.
They should show it though.
That'd be awesome.
I do love the show. I don't know everybody's names per se, but I do watch it.
Who do you think the 3 heads of the dragon are? I think that's the forest. I don't think there's any 3 heads of the dragon.
What, like the 3 dragon riders?
Yeah, I don't think. If there is, the show will probably make it Tyrion, Jon, and Dany. Yeah. If there is.
Who?
Tyrion, Jon, and Dany.
Dany?
Yeah, Dany Targaryen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on.
Wait, he's in... Where's he?
She's the one with Drogon.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, Daenerys Targaryen.
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, Daenerys. All
Yeah,
right.
Daenerys,
My bad. I didn't
yeah.
understand Danny. I'm
Yeah,
like,
Danny
Stop
is-
giving people nicknames. You don't even know if that's what they call them in real life.
I
Or
figured-
back then.
I don't know. That's what. Anyways, whatever. 3 dragons need 3 riders.
His own rules.
I think. All right, so basically, the way they set up dragons is the same way they set up nukes.
My popcorn.
Not one country can have all the nukes per se. So not all. Danny can't have all 3 dragons. They have to be spread out.
Yeah, you can't give them to the Russians.
Exactly. So Rich is killing the flow.
Damn, Chris.
Um.
I'm gonna sit back. Go ahead, Austin.
So is there a White Walker dragon? I don't think so at all either. I think there is an ice dragon. And there was one dragon called Sheep Stealer who used to kill sheep that was in Westeros. Disappeared about around the time where Sir Duncan the Tallest died in Summerhall. I think that dragon is the ice dragon.
I got high in Summerhall.
Going back to the 3 dragons. So in the books with Tyrion Greyjoy has the dragon horn to go take control of Rhaegal. I think Euron gets a dragon. And in the books, Quentin Martell goes to try to take Viserion, and that's completely cut off from the show. So I think
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why did they bring back Dorne? Why did they bring back Dorne? You see Dorne kissing what the chick?
Yeah.
Why?
Yara Greyjoy or whatever.
Yeah,
All right.
why are they? That is the most boring storyline. I hate that.
The dumbest fucking thing about the whole Dorne thing is that the best way to get revenge for Dorne is to kill their only remaining family member alive. Because feminism. That made no sense at all.
Yeah, I didn't get
They
that.
killed Doran Martell.
And apparently the dude with the giant...
Yeah,
like,
Ora Holtar. Yeah.
Apparently he was a badass.
He is a badass. He has a really sick
but
fight
he died
scene.
like a bitch, though.
Yeah, he has a really sick fight scene with Ares Oakhart. Completely cut off from the show again.
I had a good question, Chris. Shut up.
But going back to the 3 dragon and 3 riders, I honestly do think Euron gets one. Probably Rhaegal, if of anything. And the second dragon, if the leaks are true, then obviously the others have Viserion, which is the white dragon, which is kind of, foreshadowing because it's a white dragon and it's a White Walker is what they call it.
So the White Walkers get a dragon.
Yes, that's the only other. There's so many mixed up.
Where's Jon Snow's dragon?
I still don't. Even if because George may waste my time, he does waste our time. I still don't believe Jon Snow is a Targaryen. We still haven't got confirmation in this show. Besides,
remember when they brought Bran? When Bran did his little flashback
yeah.
thing?
But all that shows was that Lyanna was at the Tower
yeah.
of Joy. That doesn't necessarily mean that she was impregnated by Rhaegar Targaryen. It could literally mean a million different things.
I gotta stop reading fan theories because they get me psyched into this shit.
Fan theories is I feel like Dave and Dan, who are the producers of Game of Thrones, only read fan theory to make the people happy. Danny, all right, yeah, I'm not saying he isn't. I just want to see true confirmation. I don't want to see what's a true confirmation? The HBO saying that Rhaegar was, because I don't know.
You can't trust HBO.
Okay. Off-screen things, that's like saying Stannis is dead. Stannis might be dead, but that's all we hear from word of mouth. We don't actually see him die.
You never see him die.
Yeah.
You just hear the clink.
Yeah.
But you don't hear.
You don't see him die.
No blood. How about the chick, the fire lady? She's crazy.
What, Melisandre?
Yeah, she's crazy.
New theory is Tyrion is a Targ. I believe actually that all Lannisters are Targaryens. Jaime, Cersei, and Tyrion.
They're very fiery.
I believe that what's his name? All right. So since Tywin Lannister
We are now drunk on Game of Thrones. Oscar will take over.
Yes, I agree. Since the dragon's gonna eat him, they let him go.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just kidding.
Tywin Lannister, I think, was infertile. He couldn't produce babies. The reason why is because he fucked many whores and never had a single bastard.
Sticking the pin in the pincushion.
Yes. There has been multiple confirmations of Ares and what is Tywin's wife's name? Tysha, I think her name is. No, Tysha was Tyrion's first wife. Joanna was actually Tywin's cousin and his wife. Which again gives a little foreshadow of the fact that they're still blood related, first cousins. So that gives you, hey, maybe Jaime, Cersei, and Tyrion are Targaryens. The clues that are given is that Jaime and Cersei are into incest. Only other family that are known into incest, Targaryens.
Why aren't they like? I can't say the word. Why aren't they mentally why aren't they special children? Like they come out, they're like complete. I mean, they're a little off.
They're off, and that's why you get like the mad Targaryens. That's why all Targaryens are mad.
I got you.
Okay. Daenerys is a really mad person. She does things because it feels good, and she thinks it's right at the time. They're completely off base. It's all right, Jessica. I don't know who you are, but
she's cool. Just shout out. Was goody.
So yes, I don't think Tywin has had any children, and there's a fever dream that Jaime actually has in A Feast for Crows, and the fever dream states that he was going through a sept, and one of the son and sister started talking to him. The son and sister said that he was ashamed of what he is, and talking about his father, and he was saying that his father never birthed a heir, saying that his father, that's not his dad. Tywin's not his dad. And
we're not talking fodder, like fitter fodder. We're talking father.
Yeah.
Clear that up. Language barrier.
Yeah, it's a really bad language barrier.
My question for you is the Iron Throne, the main goal.
Is
it just a metaphor, or
here's the
is
thing.
Someone actually going to be able to sit on it?
The Game of Thrones is really only season
Pause. 1. No, go ahead. Yeah, I was pausing for sitting on the throne.
I think we found Nick's replacement.
He's got a lot more personality than Nick. Shout out to Nick. I love him. He's good on camera. And he knows his Game of Thrones.
So I think the Iron Throne is just a farce. I don't think it's there to stay too long. For the past 8,000 years, either Essos or Westeros hasn't technologically advanced as they should. 8,000 years and you're still using steel weapons is not actually the course of action. There should be
a good statement.
There should be more advancement scientifically, whether it be magic, because there is magic in this world, and I think that the Iron Throne, like any patriarchy or any kind of rules of succession, just breaks. If you look at England is kind of like the base of what this story is of, and even though it still has a monarchy, it's not really a monarchy. It's still ruled by the people. It's a democracy. So you're probably going to go towards more of a democracy, where you kind of saw in the North. Even though I think it's bullshit, Jon, I don't think should be king of the North, but he was voted king of the North per se.
Why do you think he should be king of the North?
I don't think he's a Northern baby. He was born in Dorne. And if he's a Targaryen, he has no claim to it at all.
But it's Ned Stark's bastard.
To them it is, but a bastard has no claim, and Lyanna Stark is not part of the lineage to take.
No, I understand. I'm just giving you arguments. I understand.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say?
But my whole thing is he went back, he freed them of the oppression of Ramsay, who took over, mutilated people.
Yeah. Oh, well, and then the other thing is that we got Euron still. Euron is, just as you said, they have to fight against the White Walkers. I don't think they are going to fight against the White Walkers. I think Jon being Jon is going to find out that the White Walkers aren't actually the threat, even though he's been saying they've been the threat for the past couple of seasons.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they are. I don't think they're the threatening force. I think they're they're on their own kind of mission.
Yeah.
They're driven by something else.
Okay, so
and I don't think it's the Wall. I don't think it's like
all right,
Jon Snow.
All right, so
I think they have a bigger end goal than just attacking the Wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So
they're meant to be kept out for a reason.
Yes.
That's why the Wall was built. I get it, to be kept out, but who made them build the wall to keep them out?
They say that the history is written by the victors, and the reason why we have the wall was because it was built to stop the White Walkers per se, and there was magic built in it. The only people that we know that have magic are the children. There are still thousands of children out in the North. Leaf, the one who died in season 6, on the Hold the Door episode, She was a prominent one, but she wasn't the only children that's still there. There's still a lot of children.
Okay.
I think the children are the actual enemies, and they want to rule over the feast for crows, basically. The children built the White Walkers to take out mankind because, I mean, look at them.
Yeah.
Look at how advanced their weaponry and their armor is. Look at their
Who, the White Walkers?
The White Walkers. Look at their ability to control weather and, not be affected by fire, even though they're made out of ice.
So, when they were saying, I forget what happened, when they're like, don't go in the tree, don't go in the tree, don't believe what this guy is saying.
Mike, yes.
Was mainly the kids were pushing him to go in there, but they wanted to go after the kids, not Bran, because they want to take out the people who want them to take out the world.
Yes. So I think Bran is being used by the children.
Yeah.
And I think Bloodraven is being used by the children because the way that Bloodraven is in the tree is as if the roots are in him and taking the blood away from him.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what roots are. Roots take away nutrients to feed itself, to feed whatever it is. This being the werewood tree. And answering Mike's, I think Bran can, and I think Bran is the Night's King. Because they fucked up the timeline in the show. So
that's awesome.
It's gonna need some explaining if that's what it is, but
that was my whole thing. Like I didn't understand. Like I kind of, when it's just like, all right, they don't look like they really pose much of a threat to Bran, but they really wanted to get those kids.
So here's the thing. Like the first time that Bran actually makes it to the werewood tree where Bloodraven is, Bran was getting visited by the three-eyed crow. Not the three-eyed raven. Three-eyed raven is Bloodraven. The three-eyed crow was what was being in his dreams, telling him to go up to the three-eyed raven.
Yeah.
When Bran does go to the werewood tree where the three-eyed raven is, he says, "Are you the three-eyed crow?" Bloodraven responds, "Crow, like I'm not a crow."
Yeah.
I was once a crow because he was part of the Night's Watch until he defected.
Okay.
And then he got stuck in the tree, but that's what he thinks he means. I think the three-eyed crow is actually R'hllor, who Melisandre Melisandre worships, who a lot of people worship with the red god and all that jazz. I think they're all being used. I think the children's using all of these characters for their own good. I think what they want is the White Walkers and the humans to actually go into battle, kill each other off, and then the Feast for Crows would be left for the children to get everything back that they once lost. Because Westeros was once all the children's, from the very top all the way to Dorne, was all the children's, all werewood trees. That's where the children resided. They lost it as soon as the Andals came over.
Okay.
So that's one of the things. But they are gonna do what a chick who has dragons for kids. Her army is on fleek. Dothraki are the worst warriors. You're going against warriors who have mail and armor. You saw how in season 1 when one of the Khalasars tried to attack Jorah just took the Dothraki Arak, control it, and kill the guy within a second. So
because he has a lot more training than the Dothraki. Yeah. The Dothraki are like, they have power in numbers, but I don't think they're not skilled fighters.
Yes, I do think the White Walkers were to protect the children. Yes, they were. But the White Walkers realized that they were being used and actually gained a kind of conscience to say, hey, enough is enough. Slavery is a huge part of this story because the Valyrians were once slaves, and Braavos, the entire city, was built by slaves. So it kind of shows you how slavery is being perceived and people trying to break away from slavery. Dany, her entire Meereenese knot is to stop slavery in Slaver's Bay. Now it's called Bay of Dragons, I think. I think that's what they recalled it. In the books, we have no idea what it's called. But Jorah was also head of the King's Guard.
But his training was superior than the Dothraki.
Well, actually, no. Jorah was not part of the King's Guard. Jorah was only a Northern Lord. I think there's some misconceptions. Can y'all spell dragons? Why?
Yeah, Trace, what?
I think he's trying to say, he thinks dragons are going to win the war for her.
Right, but they also...
Dragons never, ever won against Dorne. Which, again, why eliminate Dorne is so stupid. Dragons couldn't... Any Targaryen that tried to take over Dorne couldn't. The only way they got Dorne involved in the Seven Kingdoms was by marriage.
Yeah, because they keep speaking of
Yeah.
the dragons, but now they're rebirthed. If the dragons weren't defeated, then it would be different.
Spoiler warning: if you guys want to turn off the speakers for 5 seconds, Euron has Valyrian steel armor, a Valyrian steel sword.
And Valyrian steel is made
from basically dragon breath.
dragon.
Yeah. Euron is the endgame character. He is the last villain, and he will have a dragon. So the whole thing that dragons are going to make the war easy is completely off.
Euron is
Euron is Balon's younger brother, Theon's uncle. The
yes.
one with,
Yeah.
He doesn't fucking have an eye patch in the show.
He threw his dad off the bridge. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I've heard that. I have heard that before.
Plus, she's about to go home and re-up too. It was never her fucking home. All right,
Trace,
so
you got Oscar on another level. You got Oscar on another level.
she was born in Dragonstone per se. I don't think Dragonstone she was born in. I think she was actually born in Dorne. She says she dreams of lemon trees and a red door. There are no lemon trees in Dragonstone. There are no lemon trees in Bravos, where they say she went. I think she was raised in Dorne and eventually shipped off to Illyrio Malpus, who was in season 1, who she was with at the very beginning. That being said, I don't think she knows what home is. Anything that she knew about Westeros, she learned from her older brother Viserion. And Viserion basically, as soon as he died, that's when she wanted to go home. That's when she wanted the Iron Throne. She didn't want any of that before that. So you could say the ghost of Viserion went into her and possessed her. Not possessed, I'm sorry. The ghost of Viserion went into her and gave her a new mission.
Gave her a new mindset.
Yeah,
put her in a different end goal.
She's Prophecy, though. I don't think she is. Prophecy is a forest. Jaime said in season 6. Endgame, I think Dany dies trying to get something that isn't really that important. That being the Iron Throne. In the vision in Quarth, when she was with the Undying, when you guys walked through the snow-ridden Iron Throne and she was all pale and armor that was very pale. I think that's where her death scene is. If you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that the reason why I think the death scene is that right there, Eddard is going places. King's Landing, bro. The reason why I think that's her death scene is because when she's walking through it, she's very pale, very cold. The Iron Throne is in shambles. The entire King's Landing is in shambles. And when she goes to the next door, she's in the afterlife with Drogo and her kid.
Yeah.
That is her afterlife. So that's basically a foreshadow of what's going to happen. She's going to die going for the Iron Throne, and then she's eventually going to have peace and reunite with who she loved.
Going to Chris's statement, I just started watching, and I think Eddard is going places. What?
Since we're kind of in a weird spot between what's written and what's in the show production, I wonder how they're going to develop Jon and Daenerys. I hope they don't. I hope...
Aren't they on two different ends of the
They're going to meet
right
up.
now?
Apparently, there's videos of them meeting up in Dragonstone. I hope the Dragonstone meetings is until like episode 6. I don't think that they're the way that their characters are built up. Jon being mopey and sad, and Daenerys being mad and quick to think. I think they have literally a conflict between characters. They're completely bipolar opposites. Even though the show makes it look like they're the same kind of person and that they do it for the right reasons, they don't.
I think Daenerys is on a mission for the Iron Throne. She doesn't really care
I don't
how
think
she gets it.
Yes.
She just wants it. But why does she want it so bad?
I think the only reason why she wants it, she didn't even want it in the beginning of Game of Thrones. She did not want it.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then when her brother died, that's when she wanted it. And her fire reignited when... So you think they're going to get married? I think marriage, considering who D&D are, will happen. I can't see how it makes sense. What, they're going to make the Northern rally and, fight against the South? That doesn't make any kind of sense. The Tyrells, the Lannisters, and the Dornish forces are literally not spent.
Bob meant how they're going to tie her in his bloodline.
Oh, if how the show says it, Dany is Jon's uncle. Aunt. I'm sorry. So, Jon is Dany's nephew. So that's how the show has it set up, which is weird. Which is why I still don't think Daenerys was Viserion's brother. I think Dany was actually Asara's and Ned Stark's daughter.
Yeah,
So,
kind of. Yeah, that makes a little
yeah,
more sense.
because throughout the books they say how much Dany looks like Ashara Dane. Ashara Dane supposedly killed her, so Ashara Dane might be multiple characters in the show. Um, I don't think that Dany is who she is and who she thinks she is. I think Ned did have a child with Ashara Dane, and that is Dany. That's why she has such Stark-like features and also Targaryen-like features.
How many seasons do you think we have left? Isn't there like...
There's only this and the next one, 8.
And that's it?
And that's it. For the show, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got a lot covered.
Yeah, I think people got tired of me rambling.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah, you don't have to agree with it. Honestly, it's it takes a lot of you have to there's this YouTube channel called The Order of the Green Hand, and a lot of their quotes I took from there, and they go over the marriage of Ned and Ashara because Catelyn was betrothed to what's his name? The Wild Wolf, Brandon Stark. So she was gonna marry him, and I think they did have a baby, and that baby was Robbie Stark. That's why Robbie Stark does not look anything like Ned Stark. And then when Brandon Stark died,
Thanks, Bob. What am I, chopped liver? Damn.
and then when Brandon Stark died at King's Landing with his father Rickon, Hoster totally needed their alliance to still be locked in, and that's why you got Ned and Catelyn.
Drunk on Oscar. It actually should be the name of the show because this was actually an awesome episode.
This went complete
my question to
opposite
you
way.
is, where are the rest of the direwolves? Isn't there one on the loose right now?
There's Nymeria, who I think will meet up with Arya this season, and then we have Ghost, who I think
Ghost is still alive.
Ghost I think is distancing himself from Jon because of the fact that Jon isn't Jon anymore.
Oh, yeah, because he got brought back.
Because he got brought back.
And she was freaking out.
Yes. So Ghost doesn't want to be with Jon because some of Jon is not inside of Jon anymore. It could be anybody. It could be the White Walkers. It could be the Great Elder.
There was, 4 direwolves, right?
Alive? No, there was only Nymeria, Ghost.
But there were 4 because Bran's got his head cut off at the wedding.
Grey Wind died. Summer died in the Hold the Door episode.
That's right.
Shaggy Dog died in the Battle of the Bastards, or whenever Rickon got caught, and Lady died in season 1.
Yeah.
The funny thing, and the people it went over their heads. Shaggy Dog is a story that goes on and on and on and on. It has no meaning and it just ends abruptly. That was Rickon's story. You could have known that from the beginning. That's what a Shaggy Dog is.
Wait, Rickon
is the youngest Stark.
Yeah,
his story meant nothing.
Oh, he's the one who got shot.
Yeah.
That's what to say. They didn't show him ever at all.
So basically, they ruined Rickon's storyline in the very first chapter of the book.
Put up posters.
Bob,
we will.
Ghost.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
But yeah, check out Preston Jacobs. Very good channel. He researches stuff a lot. But he is one of the ones that believes that Dany is Ned's daughter and Jon is Rhaegar's daughter. It's just. And then Order of the Green Hand, they're a little bit on crack, but some of their stuff are good.
Crack.
Whereas Nymeria is, last time we looked, she was in the Riverlands with a huge wolf pack.
Ooh.
Nymeria was actually the person that picked Catelyn Stark's body from the river after the Red Wedding so Beric could revive her and give her the kiss of life. That's why I think Arya dies and Nymeria, that's when we see Nymeria again, Nymeria getting her out of the water. And then Beric Dondarrion giving her the kiss of life. Because that's where the Hound is with the Brotherhood Without Banners right now.
Yeah.
And that's how Arya...
The Hound's still alive?
The Hound is still alive.
What?
You didn't see that? It was on the last season.
I gotta rewatch it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yep, no, I see it. Because he's with the dudes, and then they all get killed.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, I did see
Yeah.
it. Sorry,
So-
I gotta rewatch the last.
So that's my train of thought is why Arya dies. Nymeria brings her out of, let's say, a water where she's dead from a failed assassination attempt or something of the sort. And the Brotherhood without banners find her. The Hound knows who she is, and Beric gives her the kiss of life. If it is true, everyone here that's listening to me owes me a beer. If it isn't, we'll figure something out.
Deal. I mean, I'm shaking on it. Deal.
I actually got Jessica to agree something with me.
There you go. That's good.
There you go.
All right, guys. So we had a great Game of Thrones discussion. We had a great Millennials discussion. And other than that, there's really not much going on in Philadelphia sports. So I think the next episode will be Drunk on Broad, a.k.a. Drunk on Game of Thrones. I will rewatch Season 6. We will discuss it.
We'll have a
talk
separate
about more
Game of
things.
Thrones podcast. Let's do that.
We'll do something else, but honestly, it fits with the Drunk on Broad.
Yeah, it
So
really
let's be
does.
real. We need to give people something enticing.
Yeah,
You know what I
really.
mean, they have to like get their.
We gotta get everybody involved.
Gotta get the juices
Yeah.
flowing. So for Drunk on Broad, I'm Rich Conroy,
And I'm Oscar Miguel.
and we are out. I don't even have the ending music, but you know our name. Says. That was good, man. That was awesome.
shit.
Dude, the Game of Thrones shit was awesome. Game of Thrones too. We do it all.